So obviously we're hopeful about the Minnesota Vikings this season, but we still have some questions about the offensive line, especially the guard positions. Dakota Dozier, Pat Elflein, left and right guard respectively. Get some. So now, yes, no preseason, so don't have a lot to work off of, but all that we really have is that Friday scrimmage, US Bank Stadium, where Jaleel Johnson and Armand for Watts, woo! Looking like all pros, baby. So maybe that is it. Like maybe Jaleel and Armand are really revved up, ready to go. Or is there a lot of concern about the interior offensive line? So Garrett Bradbury, year 2, a lot of faith in him, but the guards flanking him, man, that is a big disservice. It just really is. And if you told me at the start of the offseason that this would be the case, frankly, I would have called you a liar. That career backup Dakota Dozier, who had 4 starts last year and was pretty meh, would be elevated to starter with really a sham competition. And then Pat Elflein, who had a myriad of struggles as a starting left guard last season, he just gets handed the right guard job. I would have called you a damn liar, right? And also, if you told me that the third guard off the bench would be Offseason Collins, I'd be like, well, hey, stop lying. But the Vikings, honestly, they could not have screwed up the guard position worse. They couldn't have. And there's a lot of blame to go around. It's already preloaded. Rick Spielman, as well as offensive line coach Rick Dennison, I think that he deserves a lot of blame as well, just because of the hubris, just because of the faith. Again, it's great to show loyalty and faith in guys like Elflein and Dakota Dozier. Dozier and Dennison go way back like chiropractic. But this is the ultimate, Mom, I can change him spot. I don't know. All right, so recapping the offseason, A, you cut your most competent starting guard last year in Josh Klein for like $5 of cap space, which, cool. B, no big moves in free agency, including no Kelechi Assembly, who signed with the Chiefs for a 1-year, $2 million deal and looked like old all-pro Ravens Kelechi Assembly on Thursday night against the Texans, right? But what about his injury? What about it? He looked damn healthy last night. Don't you trust Eric Suge Knight to do his job? Huh? Yeah. God forbid the Vikings sign a former all-pro guard who's going to play at a high level for near the league damn minimum. Yeah, terrible. Absolutely travesty, right? And then you get to the draft. I love Ezra Cleveland. You love Ezra Cleveland. He's going to be the left tackle of the future for the Vikings. But all of a sudden, the plan is to convert him to left guard, a position that he never played in college, a position he never played in high school, a position he probably never played at Pop Warner, right? So all of a sudden, with no OTAs, no rookie camp, and minimal training camp to speak of, like, hey, you know that second-round guy? You know that only offensive line draft pick that made the 53 out of 15 picks, a record for the 7th-round draft. You know that guy? Yeah, we're going to play him left guard. Cool. And then you don't even include him in that sham left guard competition where it was the fix was in. Dakota Dozier was going to win that competition over Offseason Collins, who did not even make the 53. And then also, Ezra Cleveland, you can't get in the competition. Same thing with Oli Udoh. Same thing with Drew Samia. Same thing with Brett Jones. Yeah, no competition. Just Dakota won. All right. And then you ignore starting caliber guards in the mid rounds of said draft. So, if the plan was to redshirt Ezra in the second round, cool, that's fine. But 3rd, 4th, 5th, double down. What is so wrong about getting extra bites at the apple? You had 3 4th round picks. You had 2 5th round picks. But you just ignore starting caliber guards who, again, if you took them off their respective teams, brought them to the Vikings, they probably would start today. All right, so Damian Lewis, Jonah Jackson, Matt Hennessy, Lloyd Cushenberry, John Simpson, Solomon Kinley, Tyree Phillips, Ben Barsh, Pride of St. John's, Logan Stenberg, Ben Brandison, Tyler Biadish. All of them would have made an impact on the Vikings day one on that interior offensive line. But nah. You wait until all the way to the ass end of the 6th round, take Blake Branda, who I like, but again, didn't make the 53, has some potential, but down the line. Same thing with Kyle Hinton, who I love. I think that he will destroy worlds in a couple years, but we're talking about now. We're talking about right now. And also, drafting an interior offensive lineman in the mid-rounds would not preclude you from taking Brandel in the 6th or Hinton in the 7th. It wouldn't. You had 15 picks. And you had 0 starting offensive linemen out of those picks, including 2 first-rounders. Cool. And The move of Elflein to right guard, it could work. We've talked about that's where he's had the most experience if you combine NFL and college. He was an All-American there in 2015, won a national title, all that stuff. But why was he just handed the job? Why didn't he have to compete? Or why wasn't there even just a sham competition like there was at left guard? Like, have we learned from guys like Treadwell that just handing someone the job is bad? It's a bad idea. Like, isn't this still America and not douchebagistan? Like, isn't the NFL supposed to be the ultimate meritocracy? Like, you get the job and you retain said job because you were the best person for it, as opposed to, yeah, here you go. Yeah, we drafted you in the mid-rounds a couple years ago, and we know it's year 4, and we know that the first 3 years have been sort of but there you go. You're in. And also, what is the deal with some Vikings fans? Like, well, give them a chance. I mean, Dakota and Elflein could improve. Like, didn't you know that that's allowed under the new CBA? Yes. And I hope it does work out. Hopefully, 8 weeks in the season, 17 weeks in the season, we look back on this video, and it's just like, oh, what a dumbass. That offensive line is great. It's the Minnesota Minnesota Movement Company. Pat Elflein's going to make his first Pro Bowl. Dakota Dozier is a stud. He's breaking good, like Joe Berger did. Yeah, because Joe Berger was a longtime journeyman offensive lineman from Miami to Dallas, and then all of a sudden he comes here to the Vikings, and he's probably been the Vikings' best offensive lineman for the past decade. So yes, it does happen. Yes, I hope it does. But are you willing to bet on it? Probably not. And also, all right, so we'll throw out this completely hyperbolic situation. Like, let's start a 3-month-old baby at left guard. All right, so why do you think it's such a bad idea? Don't you have faith in the Vikings? Don't you think that they know more than you? Like, have some faith, you a-hole. You call yourself a real fan? Roll with that 3-month-old baby. So you're telling me that a 3-month-old baby that the coaches decide to start at left guard can't compete competently in the trenches with 350-pound nose tackles and 3 techs who are in the 90th percentile in 3 cones and short shuttles and can bench press a Cadillac? Call yourself a fan? Shh. And also, like we said, the third guard off the bench is Aviante Collins in all likelihood, because he's on the practice squad, but they could flex him up to the game day 53. Or you think that if there's an alien abduction to either Dozier or Elflein, that Aviante Collins wouldn't be called up to the 53 and given the nod. So not Drew Samia, who we love, not Oli Udo, who we love, not Brett Jones, who we love. Great. Like, why even have those guys on the roster if they're not even allowed to compete? That's why I want to know. And again, it goes back to the coaches obviously know more than you. Spielman obviously knows more than you, but they're not infallible God Kings. They do make mistakes. Like, why do you think that there's a 33% turnover rate amongst coaches in the league year after year, right? Or they're human too. They do make mistakes. They are overly stubborn due to pride and hubris. Rick Dennison obviously knows more than all of us combined about offensive line play, but why has he been fired so many goddamn times, huh? Riddle me this, right? So they do make mistakes, and this is a case. This is not a case of I told you so. This is a case of we told you so, because you and I, everyone watching, like, we knew that the offensive line was an issue, especially the interior offensive line. So why didn't they convert Reef to guard? Why didn't they sign a guy in free agency? Why didn't they draft a day one contributor in the interior offensive line? Also, cut and paste. What about last year? What about the year before that? But yeah, I still believe. But if poop hits the fan early, everyone saw it coming. Why didn't the higher-ups, why didn't the powers that be see it coming too? So there'd be a lot of blame to go around. Spielman, Zimmer, Kubiak, Dennison. Somebody going to have to pay. But other than that, I'm really excited about Vikings football. Let's go. All right, so your thoughts. Vikings screwed up the guard position. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Pull us up in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.